Alright, hey guys, John here with another Switch 2 video. Today I have a bit of an interesting video for you guys. This is going to be a third-party accessory test for the Switch 2. Now all of this you see in front of you is pretty much all the accessories I've collected from my original Switch over the last 6 to 7 years. And I'm going to be discovering this alongside you guys. I've heard that the Switch 2 is very similar to the Switch and that it can support all the third-party accessories because it's an iteration upon the software. But let's test and see if it all actually works. So to start off, I'm going to state the obvious. So this is the original Switch 1 Pro controller. This is going to work with the system. I've done it before and Nintendo has confirmed that it will work flawlessly with it. The only downside is that there is no game chat button if you care about that. And I've heard that it's harder to weight the system with this controller, so maybe that's really the only cons, but if you still have your Pro controllers around, which I still do, then I'm still going to be using this for the next generation to come. And of course, if that's supported, the original Joy-Cons are also supported. Now, with the Joy-Cons, do know that you cannot fit this into your Switch, okay? Like, don't even try it. It's not the same mechanism. You're going to break something. But you can connect these wirelessly. And Nintendo has shown that you can still use your Joy-Cons for Joy-Con specific games that specifically need the Switch 1 controller. There are games out there like Switch Sports and other games that can just use the newer Joy-Con just fine. But one major note, there is no IR motion sensor on the new Joy-Con. So if you wish to use it, you're going to have to use the Switch 1 Joy-Con because the new one does not have it. But this only impacts like a very small handful of games. My personal opinion is that this has always been more of a gimmick anyways. Just like how the new Switch 2 Joy-Con, they want you to be using this as a mouse. So we'll see how that goes. With those out of the way, the official controllers that are already supported, let's start with just the basics, okay? Alright, so first test, I'm just going to try the USB controllers. So these are the third-party Hori controllers that I've gotten. This is specifically called the Split Pad Pro and the Split Pad Slim, I believe. These controllers have been great third-party use. I love them when they were just Joy-Cons that you could technically like detach and attach to your original Switch. But with the Split Pad Pro attachment, they actually become USB. And so let's test it on the Switch with a USB-A to USB-C adapter. All right, connect it. Let's see if it recognizes it. Oh, yep, right out of the box. We are getting recognition on the Switch 2. All right, so I'm a guinea pig test for all this. I'm just gonna be playing a round of Smash Ultimate. All right, and we're just gonna head to training just to see if everything's good. Alright, looks like I can move and select. I'll select Mario. Okay, looks like everything is being recognized. Yep, I can play just good. Yep, looks like everything works, and with Smash Ultimate, you can always remap your controllers because it's probably detecting this as a generic input. And we can always double check that by going to the controllers and seeing that it is being recognized as a USB controller. So I can firmly confirm that these Hori controllers work, but let's test the other one just to make sure. Original one, these are both in my Pokemon colors that I got from Japan. I love these controller designs. Isn't that really pretty? So, yep, this also works out of the box. Detected as a USB controller. And yep, you can use this just fine as expected as a generic controller. Now, keep in mind, you're going to need to have an adapter like I do, a USB-C to USB-A adapter in order to have these working handheld. On a docked, then you can just connect it to the dock directly. Okay, next I'm going to test, let's do some of the wireless controller tests. So I have right here, this is a third-party controller by NYXI. This is the Wizard Wireless Joypad for the original Switch and Switch OLED. Now, these were interesting when they first released because these are detachable GameCube-like Joy-Cons for the original, and then they have an attachment in the middle that you can make it to form kind of more of a complete GameCube controller. It is definitely a lot more fatter and wider. but these cannot connect to the Switch Joy-Con wise, right? I'm curious to see if this would work wirelessly, so let's give it a shot. Okay, so we have some juice in this controller, alright? I'm curious to see if it'll detect it if we just try to press L and R on this. It might not. Yeah, it looks like this might not connect just like that. So let's see if there's any other way to pair this. So I do know if you detach them, there's this little connect button on the very inside. So let's see if these would work. Alright. Oh, alright. Looks like the Switch is detecting it. Okay. Well, it took a few tries, but these are now detected as Joy-Cons, actually. Even though they're third party, but just like the Joy-Con grip, you can snap these two together. Alright, looks like it has been detected like this. Let's see if it works in Smash. Alright. It works perfectly. Oh, there's also rumble on this controller too, so if you want rumble, it's definitely an option on this controller. Looks like all the features work. Home button, screenshot. There's also turbo button on this controller if you have it set to something. The backs work too. I haven't really used those, but maybe you could remap those to an existing button. Pretty good support so far. At least this confirms to me that third-party Joy-Con-like controllers might also work as long as you can connect them wirelessly and not just have to like attach them on the side to the Switch 2. Okay, next, following the wireless trend, I'm going to be trying the Xbox controller. This is an Xbox Pro Controller Series version 2, whatever you call it. I've been using this for the PC for a while now, and it's been great. I've heard that you can always connect Xbox and PS5 controllers to the Switch 2, but I've never done it myself, so let's give it a shot. Okay, currently this might be connected to my PC right now, but let me see if I just try to like search for it. Let's see, turn it on and try to do a search. I wonder if this would even detect it actually. I think it's just going to my Windows right now. Alright, so doing a little bit of reading, it seems like you're going to need an adapter to connect an Xbox controller. Even try turning on the Switch Pro controller wired communication. But you are going to need an adapter. So I have the official Xbox Windows adapter for the Xbox controller. So I'm just going to plug that in. Alright. Let's see if this would even detect. Doesn't look like it's recognizing or even supporting it, so this adapter might not work with it. Okay, so the adapter won't work, alright? So I think you're gonna need a special like third-party adapter to convert Xbox signal over. But let's just try a wired connection. I just have with me a USB-C cable to USB-C, and let's see if it can detect it. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like, even with a USB-C cable on, it doesn't seem like to be detecting it on the Switch. So this might be a no-go unless you have a special USB adapter that converts the signal. And specifically, it's saying you're going to need the 8-bit dual wireless adapter too, which I don't have on me. So unfortunately, out of the box, Xbox controllers will not work on the Switch 2. Alright, so if we follow the same logic for the Xbox, I assume the PS5 controller is also no exception as well, but we'll give it a shot anyways. Alright, here I have my limited edition Final Fantasy 16 PS5 controller. This is imported from Japan, so I kind of like this thing, but let's see if it even works, alright? Has some juice in it. However, like, I don't think there's a way for me to even connect this. It looks like I don't even have an adapter or anything, but here, I'll try the wired connection for the heck of it. Alright. Oh, interesting. That banner has a USB mic, so this actually could work if you want to use the microphone on the PS5 itself. But as a controller, I'm not getting anything at all. Now, you could potentially pair this for audio. You know what? Let's give it a shot. Yep, the output actually does says USB DualSense wireless controller. So, I mean, if you want to use your microphone as this for some reason, let's test it. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, it actually works. You can see it working. Oh, that's an interesting twist of events for this. But yeah, as a controller, you would have to get, again, another adapter like the 8-bit DualSense adapter for the Switch in order for that to even work. Out of the box, this is not going to work unless you just want to use this as a microphone. Okay, continuing on, let's see what else we have. So this is an interesting product. This is one of my more favorite third-party accessories of last couple of years. This is CRKD's Nitro Deck, okay? So what this did originally was for your Switch 1 or Switch OLED, you could fit the whole console into here, and this would turn it into, you know, effectively kind of a bulkier Steam Deck-like fashion. And I found myself using my Switch a lot more with this on. It even has like the 4 back buttons and itself a built-in kickstand too. So it's very Steam Deck-like, and it basically breathes some new life into my old console. But obviously, this is not going to fit the Switch 2 in here, right? You're not going to be sliding it in. I do not recommend that, right? But what's interesting is that they have USB-C connections. So let's see if we can get it wired. All right, so here it is in comparison. Just a tad bit smaller than the full size. But let's get it wired to see if it would even work. So in the back, leave one of these. It says input, output. So plugging it in. Okay, I mean, I see the light lit up. I'm actually not able to really detect anything. Let me try switching it just in case it is that. Okay, I mean, I half expected this, but yeah, it's not looking like it's being detected at all, actually. All right, just kidding. I think I was just doing it wrong because I was confusing the instructions with the newer model. This is the OG Nitro Deck, and basically if you hold left stick, right stick, and plus for a few seconds, it'll then actually detect it. But the important thing is you have to put it in the output mode for the Nitro Deck. For the OG model. For the newer model, they actually swapped and put it in the input mode, I believe. But yeah, make sure you have it on the right port. But yeah, let's see. I mean, it looks like it's actually working. Let's test my Smash Ultimate. Alright. Feels good. There's actually rumble in this thing too. Now, I don't think I would play using this controller really. Maybe as a last resort if I have no other controllers around and I just want to wire this one for some reason. I mean, hey, it's good to know that this is working on the Switch 2. Okay, so now I want to test two of the more interesting third-party controllers that I have. I'm going to start with the 8-bit arcade stick. Now, this is originally a fighting stick made for the original Switch. I believe this could work on PC too, and this could also work on PS5 if you really want to through an adapter. I haven't really used this thing on my original Switch either, but I'm going to test to see if this works on the Switch too, in case those people out there are looking for a stick for fighting games. Alright, so this is a chunky boy. It's certainly heavy, but you need to get the adapter from here, which is hidden in this compartment. It's the 2.5G adapter. I'm going to plug this into the Switch 2. Alright, so I plugged it in. It is detecting a signal. So let's see. So I have it on Switch mode. And I think I got to pair this. I'm trying to switch it to Switch mode. So actually Xbox mode has different buttons lit up for you. And then Switch mode has the Switch buttons lit up for you in the red. Ignore the little white. That's the buttons I put for PlayStation. But I'm also switching this from Bluetooth to 2.4G as indicated by this. Let's see if it detects it. But I'm not getting anything. So let me see if I have to like search for it in the settings or something. Okay, so according to one of the manuals, I have to connect it wired. So I'm just gonna try to connect it wired and see if it works instead of the adapter. Okay, so even connecting it wired to the USB-C on the back to the USB-C on the Switch, it doesn't seem like I'm getting any input at all. Nothing's really happening, I would say. Alright, I'm also trying the Bluetooth mode right now, set to Switch mode. I'm holding down the pair button, and let's see if the controllers would detect it. So unfortunately, it seems like out of the box, even the Bluetooth or the wired is not working normally for this 8-bit arcade stick. So I am hoping in the future that 8-Bit would patch this. Looks like there is a couple of controller patches on their Switch 2. I don't know if this includes the 8-Bit arcade stick, but maybe in the future, if they're doing it for other controllers, they could possibly do it for this one too. And it even looks like someone commented just a few days ago, and looks like they added it, but when I go to it, it's just not found. So I'm not gonna lie, I do love 8-Bit products, but their software side, you have to like scour the internet just to find it. But hopefully this means they're just working on it and it'll be re-released soon. Okay, and the final controller I want to test, and this is going to be a fan favorite. If you know this, you know. This is a original Taiko Drum for the Nintendo Switch. Originally, this only released in Japan, but then they released a North American model like just last year. Very late into the Switch cycle, admittedly. But let's see if this works wired with the Switch 2. Alright, so this boy's going to take up the whole screen, but look at it. It has all the buttons on the bottom in case you want to use this as a normal controller for whatever reason. So let's see if this will L and R. Oh, perfect. It showed up on the Switch 2 as a USB controller. So let's go back. Alright, so I'm going to just not play Smash because I do not want to do that on this controller. I should have a version of Taiko on here. Okay, awesome. I do have Rhythm Festival. Alright, looks like it's working beautifully. Oh, looks like we gotta download the data, BRB. Alright, looks like it worked, so let's see. Alright, so it looks like it is detecting everything pretty well. And I'm just gonna play a random song. I also have feet grips on this to make it not slide, but... Alright, it looks like it's working beautifully. Okay, that's enough of that. You guys saw it working. Yeah, I'm happy that this is working. This is gonna work perfectly with my old setup, which I had it connected to the dock and just had a long cable to run it to the coffee table. So really happy that this is actually working. This is really a fun controller. Alright, so that was every third-party and external controller that I owned that I could have tried on the Switch 2. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. I think this was really fun, especially for me to just figure out what's even possible on the Switch 2 as of this moment. I'm really happy to say that a lot of these wired ones do work out of the box perfectly. If it's wireless and it has like Bluetooth and it can connect like a Joy-Con, that also works. I'm still waiting on some third-party patches specifically for this arcade stick, so 8-Bit if you're listening, hopefully you get those patches in soon, just like you have with the other controllers that I've seen. And then for the opposing party, Xbox and PS4, looks like you still need to have a special wireless adapter converter in order to play on the Nintendo Switch. So that's been my analysis on all of the third-party accessories that I own for the Nintendo Switch 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, please like, comment, and especially subscribe to this channel for more content. Hoping to do more Switch 2 content if that's what people want, and other tech and home videos as well. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one.